What's up YouTube, Jeff back again from dopetechdaily.com. Today I'm bringing you guys a quick follow-up on my top 5 issues for the Galaxy Note 7 video. Now that video sort of blew up, got a ton of views in the span of about 2 or 3 days. It was the middle of the week, as you guys know. YouTube is not my job, so I had other things going on with my day job. The school semester is starting, so I was prepping my classes to teach starting next week, so I had a lot of other things going on. I answered about 1,000 comments on that video, but I couldn't get to all of them, obviously. It's just too many. There's over 2,500 comments total. And a lot of people were upset, so I wanted to take some time to respond to the video and a couple of key points in this follow-up video. Also talk about the experience that I'm having now with the Note 7, if any of the things have improved, so I can chat about each of the things individually. First, I'd like to say something about the video overall. A lot of people accuse the video of being a clickbait video that I made just to get views. That's absolutely not true. If you look over the course of my channel, I've never made any videos that are just about clickbait. I don't really care if I make a huge amount of money from this channel. I already have a full-time job. This is not my primary source of income. So I'm not making a video just to get views. If it gets views, that's great. If I help people, that's what I care a lot more about. And that's exactly why I made the video. So the impetus for making that video was quite a few of my followers on Twitter and also my subscribers on YouTube had mentioned that their T-Mobile variant of the Note 7 had some of these issues. I was experiencing the same issues, so I figured I'd make a video and draw it to people's attention. Now, the one thing I do regret not doing is I should have put in the title of that video that it was specific to the T-Mobile variant, because I got a lot of people with the Exynos variant, the international variant, and AT&T and Verizon. Both of those phones got updates right out of the box from the carrier, and they weren't having any issues, which is great. I'm super glad about that. But I should have put that it was for the T-Mobile variant in the video's title, but it was linked below in the description, my unboxing, so people could have saw that if they wanted to. So I did not make that video for clickbait. Those are real issues I was having and a lot of other people. Also, another question, someone asked if I got paid by Apple, how much Apple paid me. That's the stupidest question I've ever heard. If you look at my channel, I cover nothing but Android, so why would I be having an Apple bias, or why would I be taking money from Apple? I wish Apple paid me money. I'm sure they pay really well, but Apple did not pay me anything to make that video. All right, so next, I did order an Exynos version. A lot of people were asking about that because so many people in the comments of that video said the Exynos version is running great, great battery life, no lag. I have an Exynos S7 Edge, so I said, let me go ahead and get that. That's coming next week on Monday or Tuesday, and I will have a video on that, do a comparison, and then also some follow-up talking about these various issues that I had with the Snapdragon 820. So we did learn something from that video. A lot of people in the comments, about 400 people on T-Mobile, having very similar issues to me with battery life, lag, etc. And those are the two biggest issues, I think, from that video. And it seems to be particular to T-Mobile. So what is the issue? I don't really know. I've tried a factory reset on my phone that didn't really improve the battery life at all. I tried turning off GPS and various location settings. I shouldn't have to do that. It's a $900 phone. I should be able to use everything. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But I did try turning that off. It didn't improve anything in terms of the battery life. And you shouldn't need to factory reset a phone out of the box either. I tried turning off lots of different settings. I even tried uninstalling Facebook, playing with various apps. Nothing has really done the job. It seems that the standby time on the phone is the real problem. If I just continually use it, I can get a lot of screen on time. But if I leave it sitting for a little while I'm at work on LTE or something like that, then it just drains the battery terrible, and you have a huge chunk of Android system taking out the battery. So I think T-Mobile really needs to push an update to the T-Mobile customers. There are some T-Mobile users who said they've had a good experience, but a huge number of them using the T-Mobile Note 7 also have the same problems I do. I hope T-Mobile will push an update. Again, I will compare it to the Exynos version. If you have a T-Mobile Note 7, drop a comment below with your experience. I'd love to hear how other people are getting along, and also tell me sort of how you're using your phone. Do you use it heavy, moderate, light usage? Do you use it a lot on LTE, standby time, etc.? Let me know what you're seeing with that. So now let me go through and address a few of the points that people had for each of my issues, and some people had some very hateful, rude comments, but also a few reasonable points, things to point out that I just want to address. So first one, of course, was the battery life. Some people said I shouldn't run so many apps in the background, or that I should turn on battery saving mode, or that I should do something to tune the phone so that I get better battery life. Now, in my opinion, that is complete BS, because I use every other flagship I have, Moto Z, the S7 Edge, both the Snapdragon and the Exynos variant, the Nexus 6P, all the phones I've used this year, every single flagship, I use them all the same exact way. And those phones all get the same exact quality battery life and no lag that I'm expecting to get from the Note 7. So if these flagships can do so well and I don't have to fine tune them, I shouldn't need to do that on a brand new $900 phone. I run 60, 70 apps in the background on my S7 Edge, get 5 hours screen on time with almost no lag. So the Note 7 should be able to do that as well. And so in my opinion, turning off all these things is not a solution to the battery problem, especially when other people using the Note 7 on other carriers and the Exynos version are having great battery life. So that, in my opinion, is a non-concern. Other people ask me about the auto brightness. I did have the phone on auto brightness in the video. I have my phone on auto brightness all the time. Of course, it was very bright because it's under my studio lights here, so it looks very bright in the actual video. That's just the way it's going to be when it comes to having it on the video itself. I can't do anything about that, but the brightness itself is not going to be turned up all day if it's on auto brightness. Whenever I'm indoors, not under studio lights, it's on reasonable brightness. I don't have it cranked all the way up with auto brightness off, so that should also not be affecting the battery life. In addition to that, I wasn't running always on display for a couple of those days to check and see if I can improve my battery life. That didn't do any good at all either. Lastly, some people said I shouldn't run a custom launcher. Now I had Action Launcher 3 on in the video because I just made my custom themes video for that, and I was using Action Launcher 3 showing off how to make the custom theme. I actually ran TouchWiz Launcher for the previous 3 days. TouchWiz had no better battery life. The lag wasn't improved. None of that experience was improved overall. So it's not the launcher. I run Action Launcher 3 on every single phone I have, every Android phone, and I've had absolutely no issues with Action Launcher 3 in battery or performance. So moving on to the next one, which was the lag. Some people also said that maybe Action Launcher 3 was causing lag. That's a lie again. I use S7 Edge and all my other Android phones with Action 3. It does not introduce any additional lag into the phone. So that's just another excuse that is not going to fix the real problem. Action Launcher 3 is not the problem. And running a bunch of apps in the background, that also shouldn't be a problem for a $900 phone. I can do that on all my other Android flagships this year, so we shouldn't have a problem with that whatsoever. So those were the two main things, the battery life and the lag. People thought I could fix those by doing various things. Someone also said, turn off the animations and the developer options. That is a possibility. Of course, I know what developer options are. Some people ask me if I know how to use the phone. Obviously, I review Android phones all the time. I know how to turn on dev options. I know how to turn off the animations. I like the animations and I don't want to turn them off. Turning off the animations just gives you the appearance that the phone's doing something faster because you're now skipping the animations when you transition between apps or going back to the home screen. So if you like those animations, don't turn them off. That's not actually going to make the phone any faster. It's just going to give you the appearance that you've gained some speed overall. So none of those things I think really address the problem that's going on here. They're just things that are excuses or covering up what might really be going on, that T-Mobile needs to address this with some sort of software update, in my opinion. I could have a bad unit. I can't really exchange this one right now because T-Mobile doesn't have any. Again, when I get the Exynos one, I will give that a fair shake and see if I have any of these problems then. If I don't, then it's probably something to do with the T-Mobile variant or the Snapdragon 820. But a lot of people on Verizon and AT&T with the Snapdragon 820, they're having a great time. The Gorilla Glass 5, a lot of people said I can't see the scratches on the actual video. I mentioned, of course you can't, because they're really tiny little scratches, but you don't want tiny scratches all up and down your phone either, do you? I mean, they're right down here in the corner. You're not going to be able to see them on the video very easily. They're not deep scratches, but you wouldn't want any scratches on a $900 investment. So I was just pointing that out. Lots of other people have pointed it out. If you read those comments, there's a lot of other people that have small scratches on their Gorilla Glass 5. It does appear to be a bit softer, even though it does have that extra shatter resistance than over Gorilla Glass 4. The next thing was the S Pen, the Action Memo features. That problem was actually fixed. So I actually looked around YouTube. Some people pointed me to another YouTuber called Listen to Julian. He has a great channel. Actually, go check him out. I subscribe to him. I'll drop the link below. I also linked in and put an annotation on the previous video. He showed that you can actually download S-Note, the old version that's on the Note 5, and if you put that on your Note 7, then you can get back Action Memo, and it works. It just doesn't sync with the new Samsung Cloud, so there are some compatibility issues. But because of all the complaining and people like Julian and myself who are interested in Action Memo, Samsung has agreed to bring that back. So in a couple of months, we'll actually have Action Memo back on the Note 7 natively, should sync with Samsung Cloud, and you should be able to get everything integrated. So that's definitely a nice thing. That's one problem of the 5 that is completely solved, so I have no issue there. The very last thing was the iris scanner. So the iris scanner, I showed that you can't use it very easily with glasses, specifically because there are people out there with glasses and contacts that don't realize that. I know it says on the iris scanner prompt, don't use this with glasses or contacts, it may not work very well. I pointed that out. But I also tried it many times without my glasses, and it doesn't work nearly as fast as the fingerprint scanner, which is the point I was conveying. The iris scanner works fine without my glasses, but I still have to swipe up from the lock screen, and then I have to align it with my eyes. That takes longer than just putting my fingerprint there and going on, moving on. Now, I understand it adds an extra layer of security, perhaps for business or enterprise consumers, but right now I don't think for your everyday consumer, the iris scanner is going to be quite as convenient as the fingerprint scanner. It's not that I was trying to say it should work with glasses. I understand with glare, things like that, that's going to cause issues with the iris scanner with glasses, but I was pointing that out for people who may not know. So the iris scanner works okay without my glasses. I just rather use the fingerprint scanner because it's faster and more convenient. The iris scanner, of course, not a huge deal. I don't use that at all. That's not one of the biggest problems. That was just one of the minor problems. The lag, the battery life, the Gorilla Glass 5, those were the three big things. The Action Memo and the iris scanner were just two things that were annoying to me, and obviously not everyone's going to have that as an annoyance for them. All right, so I think that's most of the points that I wanted to address. I just wanted to take a chance because I'm not going to be able to respond to every single comment. There's tons of dislikes on that video, which is fine. People voicing their opinion, they don't like the video. But there's also a lot of people in the comments, if you read them, that do have these issues, that were thankful for the video, and trying to get their issues solved as well. And I was trying to find out, which variants had the issues. And I think the video did serve a purpose because in the end, I did find out through reading every single comment and responding to as many people as I can, that it does appear the T-Mobile variant seems to have a lot more issues than the other ones. All right, guys, well, that is my final thoughts on the top 5 Galaxy Note 7 issues. Obviously, the Note 7 is a great phone. I never said it wasn't a great phone. I do like the phone. These are just some issues I want to address. When I get the Exynos variant, I'll be back with more coverage, some comparisons, a lot of accessories and cases coming up for the Note 7 as well. So I hope you guys will stay tuned. Please drop me a comment below so we can continue the discussion on this. If you guys have anything to say, I'd love to hear it. You can find me at Twitter, Google+, and Instagram with the links in the description. Also at dopetechdaily.com. Please like and subscribe if you guys enjoy my content so I can bring you future videos like this. I appreciate you guys checking it out. I'll see you in the next one. Later.